The porch light buzzed like an angry insect above my head. It was 11:47 p.m. on a humid Friday night in suburban Ohio, and my father had decided this was the perfect moment for my public execution. "Smile for the camera, Haley," he growled, holding up his phone like a weapon. The red recording light blinked steadily. Behind him, my younger sister Madison was already dragging the big cardboard box out the front door. Inside it were the framed certificates I had worked my ass off for: my nursing degree from Ohio State, my RN license, my Employee of the Year award from Mercy General, even the volunteer. Plaque from the animal rescue. Dad wanted the whole neighborhood to see. He wanted them to witness him tough, loving his 27-year-old daughter. Out of the house because I had dared to tell him I wasn't moving back home after my breakup just to be his unpaid housekeeper again. "Get this trash off my property." He yelled loud enough for the Johnsons across the street to hear. Madison grinned like it was Christmas morning and started kicking the frames. One by one into the street. Glass shattered. Gold frames skidded across asphalt. My entire adult life lay scattered under the streetlights like cheap yard sale junk. I stood there in my old hoodie and scrubs pants, hair still damp from the shower I'd taken after a 12-hour shift. Most daughters would have cried. Most would have begged. I smiled straight into the camera instead. Big, bright, unbreakable. Because I knew something my father didn't. The next morning, the neighborhood group chat exploded. Mrs. Alvarez from 2 houses down posted, "Did anyone else see Mike throwing his daughter's diplomas in the street? Like garbage last night? What kind of father does that?" Mr. Patel, who ran the corner store, replied, "Haley is the nurse who helped my mother after her hip surgery. Always smiling, always kind. Shame on him." By Sunday, the story had traveled. My father's buddies from the warehouse started texting him. "Bro, you really put her certificates in the road? That's cold even for you." Dad tried to play it off at the park barbecue that weekend. He laughed too loud, slapped backs too hard, telling everyone it was just tough love and that I needed to grow up. Then I walked in. I wasn't supposed to be there. But the local animal rescue was holding their big adoption fundraiser in the same park, and I had promised to volunteer. I showed up straight from the hospital, in fresh navy blue scrubs, new hospital badge clipped proudly to my chest, stethoscope still around my neck. My hair was in a neat ponytail, and I was carrying a box of donated dog treats. People noticed. Old Mrs. Reynolds, whose golden retriever I had helped save last winter, hugged me tight. "Haley, honey, we had no idea you were doing such important work at the hospital. And volunteering here, too? You're an angel." A group of moms from the TA came over, asking about the rescue's new foster program. Even the mayor's wife stopped me to thank me for the late-night call I'd taken when her father had a stroke. I smiled, answered every question, petted every dog that came near me. Calm, professional, respected. Across the grass, my father stood frozen with a beer in his hand, mid-laugh with his warehouse crew. His smile died the second he saw me. Our eyes met. For the first time in years, he looked small. His buddy Tony nudged him. "That your daughter over there? The one in scrubs? Damn, Mike. She's out here saving lives and you're kicking her shit in the street? You gotta fix that, man." Dad tried to laugh it off again, but the sound came out hollow. The other guys just shook their heads and slowly drifted away from him, suddenly very interested in the hot dog stand. Later that evening, as the sun dipped low and volunteers started packing up, my phone buzzed. It was a text from my sister. "Madison, Dad's been quiet all day. He keeps staring at the broken frames in the garage. He tried to yell at me for something stupid and his voice cracked. I didn't reply. 2 weeks later, I got a call from my mother. She sounded tired. "Your father's been different since that night," she said quietly. "The guys at work keep giving him a hard time. Someone even called him Certificate Mike as a joke. He's not sleeping well." I sat on my new apartment balcony, looking out at the quiet street. "He wanted the neighborhood to see him put me in my place, Mom. Instead, they saw who he really is." There was a long pause. "He keeps asking if you're coming by for dinner sometime," she added softly. I smiled into the phone, the same calm smile I'd given the camera that humiliating night. "Tell him I'm busy saving lives, and tell him the porch light still buzzes too loud. Maybe he should fix that instead of trying to break his daughter." I hung up gently. Some humiliations are meant to destroy you. Others just expose the person holding the camera. And in the bright light of truth, the bully always looks smaller than he thought he was.